Welcome back to the Open Wheel Offline League, Season 4, Race number 5, qualifying here at Road Atlanta. After this race, we'll be a quarter of the way through the season already, if you can believe it. We get set to go. Let's take a look at who is in this qualifying. As you see, a couple cars already beginning on top of each other. Connor Zilic, Miles Rowe, Callum Ilott, Yuki Tsunoda, Marcus Armstrong, Shane Van Gisbergen, Lindsey Brewer, Mahavir Raghunathan, Stingray Robb, Alessio Deletta, Guy Gagné, and Dorian Pin. So, there's already some cars that have been stacked on top of each other. Not quite good for qualifying, if I do say. As Van Gisbergen will get ahead and will be clean on his first lap, unless a car comes out right now. And Guy Gagné is going to be coming out just up the road. If he gets impeded, would this be a little bit of revenge? We saw these two in some hot water. Contact at Aragon for the lead. Guy Gagné just up the road, but he's actually a little too far ahead. He may help him accidentally. I would expect 3 to 4 laps maybe. I think you could pit and come back out. It's a smaller track compared to the last two that we've had, Suzuka and Aragon. Two of the biggest road course races on the schedule this season. Road Atlanta, very fast. Very fast circuit. Van Gisbergen gonna come around to the start-finish line. 58.65. Raghunathan off by about 7/10. Alessio Deletta looks quite fast though, getting a draft off his teammate Lindsey Brewer. Dorian Pin is going to come to the line of 1:02. Quite slow, but I think she may have gotten impeded. Deletta not as fast, but in the ballpark. Reminder, you just have to get top 6 to advance. Guy Gagné now firing down the backstretch. Dorian Pin should be in different colors with the sponsor change, but iRacing is being a bit silly. So we can't show that sponsor update now. Van Gisbergen going faster in the second sector. Gagné, he's going to come to the line. That is a fast third sector. It's going to be P2. Van Gisbergen goes a little bit faster, but not fast enough. Raghunathan P3. Armstrong now. He's only going to be good enough for P5. Dorian Pin now coming down the hill. Seems to be lacking in a bit of pace. Zilic also not that fast. Brewer goes P6. Yuki Tsunoda now coming downhill. Gonna have to see what he can do. 59.2 gonna be P6, gonna bump out Brewer as Callum Ilott now comes around. 58.8, he's gonna go P4. Guy Gagné going faster. Pink in the second and third sector, and that's gonna be P1. So Van Gisbergen and Mahavir come in after 2 laps. Here comes Armstrong, currently P6. It's going to be faster to P3. Dorian Pin, she should be coming in this time, but lacking in pace. Connor Zilic, he looks to be going faster. And this is going to go P2. Brewer, P3. And Miles Rowe will go P10 to start. Stingray Robb barely missed out. Last time out, but he spun on the first lap at Aragon. Needs a little bit of redemption. 59.2. That's only going to be good enough for P9. Yuki Tsunoda needs to go faster to try to advance. P7, not good enough. Callum Ilott currently out P8. Going to move up to P4. This is starting to put Van Gisbergen at risk. Gagne coming in this time. Armstrong coming in. Lindsey Brewer going faster in Sector 1. Maybe getting a little bit of a draft from Connor Zilic, which may definitely help on a lot of these straightaways. But they'll both be coming in this time. Miles Rowe needs to go faster. It's an improvement, but only to P10. Stingray Rob now needs to find more speed in it. I'm a little surprised Dorian Pin currently out, as Stingray Rob goes to P7, but out by 13 thousandths. Calamilot coming in now. Miles Rowe. He should be coming in next time. We have a couple cars on. Outlaps Mahavir, one of them. He's going to have the 87 right behind, so they're going to be on each other's toes. Van Gisbergen, way too close to the cutoff for his comfort, I'd assume. And he is going to have a car released not far in front of him, as the 27 of Yuki Tsunoda just up the road. Raghunathan and Deletta not going faster, either of them. Dorian Pin coming out now. She's really got to go faster. 3 in a row, 1, 2, 3s for Swindlers, and I don't think they'd be excited if it's a knockout in round 1. I don't know why she was lagging in so much pace. A minute 0 for both cars. It's not going to be fast enough to improve. Van Gisbergen goes faster in Sector 3, I assume off a draft of Tsunoda. But battling side by side is definitely going to bring him down a bit. .58 4. It's faster, but will stay P5. Deletta possibly going faster for the second sector, but he and Raghunathan still going to be on top of each other. Raghunathan currently on for his best qualifying effort of the season, if it stays as is. And Deletta is slower. Now they're going to be side by side down the straightaway, which is only going to hurt. Van Gisbergen faster in the second sector, but once again he has another car. These two going side by side, definitely going to hurt. Neither of them going to improve. Van Gisbergen, stuck behind Ilott, who's just up the road in P4. Tsunoda going faster. Dorian Pin not going faster. Van Gisbergen going to go up to P3, but Tsunoda, where does he go? It's not fast enough to improve. Dorian Pin not going fast enough. She's going to get one more lap. But right now, it's looking like a P23 start for the 03 car. As no, she does go faster, actually, up to P8. I don't know why it was tracking slower. But she has found a little bit of speed, but not enough. She's going to need to find more. Alessio Deletta does get by Mahavir Raghunathan. Can he improve, though? Checkered flag as Connor Zilic reaches the line. I think Zilic may get another lap. Deletta not going to go faster. Neither is Raghunathan. Lindsey Brewer, P4, looking very nicely able to move on to the next round. Callum Ilott got passed by Van Gisbergen, so may have been impeded just slightly. Just needs to go a little bit faster to try to ensure his spot. He's going to go faster, and it's going to be P2 and Tsunoda P3. And that is going to bump out Armstrong and put Brewer on the cut line. Dorian Pin not in currently. Needs to find some pace. Is it good enough? It's P6, and that's going to bump out Brewer. And Armstrong does not go faster. A little too close for comfort for the Swindlers. But both cars will advance in the end. Connor Zilic did not get another lap. But his teammate Guy Gagné, once again showing some pace. P1 so far. So the cars advancing. Man, that was a little bit of a rush. Last second changes, but P1 Guy Gagné just 63 thousandths up from Callum Ilott, who is P2. Yuki Tsunoda gets in last second. Connor Zilic, P4, last race winner, will advance. Shane Van Gisbergen and Dorian Pin both barely make it through. Dorian Pin only by 54 thousandths. And then eliminated in round one, and gonna start how they are. 13th, Lindsey Brewer. 15th will be Marcus Armstrong. No advancement from Stingray Robb. He'll be 17th. Mahavir Raghunathan, it'll be his best qualifying effort, but it's still only 19th. Alessio Deletta will be 21st. And Miles Rowe will be on the back row from P23. So that is round one, Group A. Coming up next, round one, Group B. Round one, Group B. Clock has started ticking, and the drivers in this group: Louis Foster, Chet Jordan, David Malukas, Benjamin Peterson, points leader Robbie Lohr, Gail Barnhart, Ryan Preece, Jacob Abel, Ethan Martz, Brendan Hubbard, Glubler Lohr, and Catherine Legg. Those are the 12 in this group. Once again, all three Team Eggs cars find themselves in round one, Group 2. Everyone lined up on pit road, but who's going to be the first one to jump? Seems like it's going to be David Malukas. So I think now's the time that we should take a lap around Road Atlanta. Now down the hill to start his first flying lap. It has not gone to plan for David Malukas the last two races, but yet still sits P3 in the championship, just due to others' misfortune. But he's really got to find something here to get him back on the right pace. Currently outpacing Louis Foster, so maybe that's another case of swindlers not being what they should be. I have to see if that has any differences in the Fast Six. But yeah, Masters of Motors not really been where they would like to be these last few races, and have kind of struggled. But right now, David Malukas looking pretty solid, as here we come to the line. 58.4, that is a solid first lap. Now what does Louis Foster have in store? Doesn't look as fast. 58.8 as Catherine Legg now going to be giving a little bit of a tow to Ryan Preece through the third sector. Chet Jordan still sitting on pit road. He seems like he's going to be the last one to fire off. Legg goes third. Preece goes first. Ryan Preece, 2 good top 10 results the last 2 races. Glubler only P5. As Jacob Abel and Gail Barnhart tripped up on each other. Abel 6th, Barnhart 7th. As Brennan Hubbard, what does he got? He's going to go P7. Benjamin Peterson up to P6. David Malukas looking faster. Not enough for P1, just barely off. Ethan Martz P10. Needs more pace. Louis Foster goes faster. It's Ryan Preece and Catherine Legg. Preece on an all-pink lap, but this is definitely going to hurt his lap. Still going to go faster, but that had a lot more potential in it, as Catherine Legg will go P3. They are still battling. I think you only get 2 laps. Glubler still in. He's going to go P2. A very good lap for Glubler. As Chet Jordan has joined this group. This is a big cluster. Robbie only P6. Needs more pace. Brennan 58.8. That's P7. Not fast enough, as Peterson will knock out Robbie for P6. So points leader currently out. A lot more time, but he came out later than a lot of these other cars, so he may not get another attempt. Ethan Martz still not below 1 minute. Catherine Legg, we assume, is coming in this time. Glubler looking pretty solid so far. I think he's coming in this lap, but fastest second sector. That 00 has some pace in it, as these two keep battling. Robbie is going to get hurt by battling the 24. He had the fastest third sector, but may lose out. He's going to go P5. Chet Jordan P12. That is quite unfortunate. Chet Jordan released at a bad time, going to hurt his pace. Louis Foster on the cut line in 6th. So Swindlers still struggling. Ethan Mart's going to go a lot faster, but only up to P9. As that is another car for Robbie to navigate. They are not making this easy for him. Louis Foster in the way. Seems like they are giving him literally every kind of challenge to advance in qualifying here. And Chet Jordan is probably won't get another, as Robbie's going to come in this time. Chet Jordan, he's going to cross the line P9. And that's kind of his own doing, team's own doing, for releasing him at a bad time. Jacob Abel also had a difficult time at which he was released. And that really can affect a lot. Ryan Preece P1. Chet Jordan, I think he's going to be coming in this time, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to go back out. That's what happens when you wait too long. I think Louis Foster was trying to come in, but Gail Barnhart in the way, who was also released at a bad time. So a lot of cars just released on top of each other, and it hurts everybody. Louis Foster's still staying out. Ryan Preece not going faster. Louis Foster is. I feel like he's been out this whole time, so I'm kind of surprised that they haven't brought him in. He is currently on the cut line. In by a tenth. Ryan Preece not going faster. Second lap is usually the one with the juice, so we'll have to see what he can do then. Ryan Preece not faster. Louis Foster, he's going to stay out. And this one, is it better? No, it's not. Fell off on the second half. Brennan Hubbard going to be next to come by. Not going to be faster. Lucas going to come down the hill. Nobody seeming to be able to go faster. Barnhart currently in last. He'd like to go faster. Who's going to get the last lap? Abel gets to the line. Robbie, I think he's taking the checkered flag, so I think this is it for him. He'll go faster, but is it fast enough? As he's going to stay P5. Preece, P1, he's safely in. Louis Foster needs a better time, and that's not going to get it done. Benjamin Peterson just short. Needs to find something, but I don't think he has it. Hubbard. It's faster, but not enough. David Malukas P3, so he's just having a good time. Chet Jordan didn't have enough time to go back out. As Malukas goes P1 right at the end. Barnhart P8, but not good enough. Jacob Abel, what does he have? He is P11. It's only up to P10, so it's going to be a first round exit once again for Jacob Abel, but Louis Foster will barely hang on. David Malukas at the end goes fastest. Both Masters of Motors cars will advance this time. With Malukas P1, Ryan Preece P2, P3 Glubler with a good effort. Fourth, Captain Leg makes it out of round one this time. Robbie will be P5. That's your championship leader. And then just barely squeaking by, once again, a Swindler's car, Louis Foster P6. So eliminated, starting 14th will be Benjamin Peterson. 16th will be the 42 of Gail Barnhart. 18th will be Brennan Hubbard. 20th, Jacob Abel. That's another rough qualifying effort. Thought the tides were going to change after Oregon, but apparently not. All three Team Eggs cars in this session, not all three advance. 24 of Chet Jordan has a rough qualifying effort all the way down in 22nd. And then Ethan Martz going to round out the field in 24th. That is it for round one. Coming up in just a moment will be round two, as that's how numbers work. Back for round 2 at Road Atlanta. These are the drivers that made it. Last race winner Connor Zilich makes it through. All 3 Swindlers cars makes it, but barely. Louis Foster, one of them. Callum Ilott makes it. Malukas fastest in his group. Yuki Tsunoda, Robbie Lohr, your points leader. Van Gisbergen skates through. Preece, Gagne, Globler with a strong performance. Dorian Pin barely squeaks through. And then Catherine Legg as well. So both Masters of Motors cars in. As let's begin round 2. Once again, top 6 make it. Catherine Legg gonna be the first one to exit the pits. Let's go inside suspension. Just see how much it undulates going down and back up these hills. Catherine Legg, P4 in her group. The drivers that did not advance. This is where they're going to start. Row 7. Yes, row 7. I know my numbers. Lindsey Brewer and Benjamin Peterson, so teammates there. Row 8 will also be teammates with Marcus Armstrong and Gail Barnhart. Row 9, Stingray Robb and Brennan Hubbard. Row 10, Mahavir Raghunathan and Jacob Abel. Row 11 will be Alessio Deletta and Chet Jordan. And then rounding out the field in row 12, Miles Rowe and Ethan Martz. Catherine Legg already into some traffic difficulty with Callum Ilott just in front of her. Be a bit of a problem. Not able to get by, so that's gonna hurt. .59.7 trying to battle the 18 as Connor Zilich fastest in the 3rd sector. Preece now fastest in the 2nd sector. Zilich 58.9, he's going to go P1. He may have had some issues with Shane Van Gisbergen. Not been a friend to Viking racing as of recently, and all the cars are pretty much in one clump. You look at the mini-map up top, and they are just stacked on top of each other. So everyone having the same issues, except for basically David Malukas. Ryan Preece, he's going to go P1, pretty whatever. Guy Gagne going to go P2. Robbie had some issues with his brother Glub. It's Catherine Legg P1. Everyone's setting times now. Callum Ilott P5. Robbie had a little bit of issues with baby brother Glub again. They've not been too happy with each other as Zilich will go P1 pretty comfortably. Van Gisbergen only P4. Dorian Pin giving a little bit of a toe to Ryan Preece, who's going really fast. So far having a good weekend. There's a lot more to still play out, but it's looking pretty solid for the 64 team. Dorian Pin down the hill. Only P6. As Ryan Preece goes P2, not enough to go to the top. Yuki Tsunoda P8. Guy Gagné P5. Robbie's going to go 8th, but Callum Ilott P2 misses a clump. Louis Foster only 7th. Luckily, Ilott got that lap in before hitting the traffic. As Zilich going to be the first one to bail. As Van Gisbergen only P5. Yeah, Swindler's really seeming to struggle on pace this weekend. Only one car currently in the Fast 6. David Malukas, P10. Needs to find more out of it. Dorian Pin goes to P6, will bump out Gagne. As Gagne's in the pits, Sonoda goes faster to P9, but not enough. Glove not going to go fast enough to improve. Louis Foster, P2. It's going to bump out teammate Dorian Pin. Dane Van Gisbergen, I believe, is coming in this time. David Malukas on his second lap. Malukas only P9, so not enough time found there. Sonoda's in. Glubler, I don't think he's going to be getting another one here. Actually, yes, he will. Foster won't, however. Glubler going to go to P10, so not enough to boost his time. But right now, points leader Robbie currently P12 and last. Catherine Legg on an outlap. Connor Zilich way ahead on an outlap. And once again, Van Gisbergen going to release right in front of Zilich. And that's most definitely going to be a problem with where they are gapped. Malukas in now. Glubler, I don't think he has enough pace in it. Surprised he stayed out this long. Got another lap in though. But not enough. Van Gisbergen just a little bit up the road. Robbie now be getting an outlap, so he's going to get 1, maybe 2 laps if he's lucky. A lot of drivers may have waited too long to begin their outlap. Zilich not fast enough on this lap. Catherine Legg. Green first sector, yellow second sector. Yellow again. Robbie gonna get only 1 lap. I think with the times where some of them are releasing isn't gonna help. I think Dorian Pin is probably gonna be out with how late she's released. She's released right in the way of Catherine Legg, but I don't think that will matter much as no one is really going fast enough. Glubler surprisingly got back out. He's on an outlap, so I don't think so. Zilich got to the line, checkered flag. So Shane Van Gisbergen going to get another lap to try to get off the bubble. Catherine Legg this lap is not going to be good enough. Robbie, he's not going faster. Third sector faster, but I don't think it's going to be enough to advance him. So this may be a round 2 bump for that number 30. Faster, but not fast enough. He'll stay P12 P12 and will not advance. Guy Gagné, nothing in it. Ryan Preece and Callum Ilott both in. Shane Van Gisbergen trying to get off the bubble, but I think with the cars he has behind, he should be okay. So that is it for round 2. Connor Zilich gonna go fastest. And for the first time, we will not see all 3 swindlers in the Fast 6, as your 6 that do advance is Connor Zilich, fastest. So last race winner already picking off where he left off. Louis Foster, P2. Callum Ilott, P3, making 3 straight Fast 6 appearances. Ryan Preece makes a Fast 6 appearance. This may be his first, I believe. Catherine Legg will make what may be her first as well. And then Shane Van Gisbergen will barely skate by a 10th at the cost of his teammate, as eliminated. Dorianne Pin will start her worst at 7th. Guy Gagné will start 8th once again. Maybe he'll get a big benefit again. David Malukas, P9. Glub, P10. And then 11th, Yuki Tsunoda. And then points leader Robbie going to start right in the middle of the field in P12. So very interesting how this all plays out. 8 minutes to decide once we go to the Fast 6 coming up next. We're ready for the Fast 6, so those that advanced: Connor Zilich, Louis Foster, Callum Ilott, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ryan Preece, and Catherine Legg, all ready to duke it out. See who gets pole. The Swindlers 1-2-3 streak is over. Dorian Pin not going to make it. And Shane Van Gisbergen not showing the pace that I think he would like to. Louis Foster showing some decent speed. But can he convert? Because Connor Zilich has seemed to be a big obstacle. Callum Ilott has looked quite fast. Ryan Preece as well. Catherine Legg a little bit of a surprise, in all honesty, to see her here, but it's pretty good from that '07 Masters of Motors car. Currently not where she'd like to be in points, down in P12 after a DNF at Oregon. Contact with Louis Foster. Ryan Preece already getting ready to start his first flying lap. But Louis Foster releasing now. I think he should be fine. He's a little ways up the road. Then Shane Van Gisbergen will be behind the 64. Unless the car releases now. Callum Ilott will release now, so he should be okay. And Catherine Legg gonna cut a little close with Van Gisbergen, but should be okay, I think. If I'm Zilich, I'd release now. Well, Catherine Legg may be a little close. But right now, Ryan Preece outpacing the 43 of Shane Van Gisbergen through the first two sectors. Sector 3. Oh, second sector, Van Gisbergen is on him. But Van Gisbergen now has the 07 for company. Zilich releases now, he'll be fine. No worries, as Ryan Preece going to go P1, 58.9. Is that fast enough? Van Gisbergen battling with Catherine Legg. As Preece going faster in that first sector. Van Gisbergen, let's see his pace. And it's faster, 50. Oh no, never mind, it isn't. By just 25 thousandths, it is short. Louis Foster not looking fast enough through the first two sectors. Ryan Preece going a whole lot faster. Foster now, third sector pink. Preece not able to answer, and someone's taking Preece's second sector, which I can only believe to be Van Gisbergen. So it's going to be a dogfight as Foster's going to go to the top. Can Preece respond? Yes, he can. Now, Ilott up next. Preece up by 1/10. He got the pole at Texas, but hasn't gotten another one. Ilott not close enough. Van Gisbergen now. What does he have? Just not close enough. But man, that is tight battle for pole right there. Catherine Legg not fast enough. P5. What does Connor Zilich have? Fastest last round. Hasn't set a lap yet. Louis Foster not going faster. Preece not going faster. I think he's probably going to come in and maybe try in a second. Zilich only good enough for P4 right now. He's going to need to find more pace out of it. Louis Foster, it's close, but not close enough. It is faster than his best, but not close enough. Preece is in. Van Gisbergen not going faster. So 3 cars within a tenth for pole. Ilott not going faster for the third sector, but a lot of that is just straightaway. Let's see if he has anything at the line. No, not quite. It's going to go P4. As Catherine Legg going to be up next. Faster, but still P6. Connor Zilich will be another 4th place start for him. Unless he can find some speed, he's going to need a pink sector to try to put this anywhere. Down the hill, it's going to be close. Just P4. Going to be off by 3/10. Foster's in. I believe Ilott will be in, and I believe Catherine Legg will be in. So unless there's any late charges, it looks like Preece should have it. Will Ilott be able to make it back? I think he's probably coming in this time. Yes, he is. I assume Catherine Legg as well. Zilich may try for one more, but I don't think he has it. Catherine Legg gonna actually try and go for it. And it's better, but still P6. Needs more pace out of it. Off by a good margin. Zilich coming in now. Catherine Legg still going to try to be on it. Preece trying to get back to the line. Priest's gonna have a clean track. He might be able to get 2 laps out of this. I don't think anyone else will be able to do a lap. So I think just by default, Ryan Priest will be on pole for the second time this season. That is a much needed award for Priest. As although the last 2 races have been better, his first 2 races started off with a double 19th, last 2 races a double 8th, but I assume he wants more out of that, and I do believe he may be the only one to get to the line. Ilott maybe, but I don't think Ilott has pole speed. The Priest basically just going to be taking a victory lap by just 600ths. Was able to squeak out pole. Unless Callum Ilott can get to the line, I don't think he is going to be able to. Nah, he is just short. The Ryan Priest gonna be on pole. Just a good effort all around by the team. Team Eggs. I think Robbie and Abel aren't exactly where they'd want them to be. But I think the 64 car is one that definitely has more pace in it, just hasn't really been able to show it off. So for the second time this season, it is going to be Priest leading Van Gisbergen. But this time, row 2 will be Louis Foster and Connor Zilich. And row 3 will be Callum Ilott and Catherine Legg. And then row 4, Dorian Pin, her worst start. She'll be alongside Guy Gagne. And then row 5 will be David Malukas and Globler Lore. Row 6 will be Yuki Tsunoda and Robbie Anderson. And then row 7 will be the Banshees of Little Miami teammates of Lindsey Brewer and Benjamin Peterson. Row 8 will be Silly Men Racing teammates of Marcus Armstrong and Gail Barnhart. And then row 9 will be Stingray Robb and Brennan Hubbard. Row 10 will be 54 of Mahavir Raghunathan in what is his best start, which is a little sad, but regardless, that is going to be his best start so far. And then row 11, Alessio Deletta, and definitely not where he wanted, Chet Jordan, going to be starting all the way back in 22nd. And then last row will be Miles Rowe, and alongside him will be Ethan Martz, who is last in points. So that is it here from Road Atlanta for qualifying. Tomorrow evening will be the race. The 5th race of the season will be 1/4 of the way through after tomorrow. But still a lot more to play out, and we still got tomorrow to get to. So I hope to see you all there. And I'll see you